This video is going to be on the real number properties. There are 5 total properties, and 4 of those 5 are going to have what we say over addition and over multiplication. So basically each of those properties is kind of going to have 2 rules that you have to pay attention to. And then the last one is just one thing that you have to remember. First we have the commutative property. And the commutative property, like I was saying, you're going to first see over addition, and it says that a number A plus a number B is also equal to the same number B plus that same number A, just switched. And you can easily see, example, 5 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 5. We all believe that 8 is equal to 8. Next, you have over multiplication. A times a number B is the same as B times a number A. Those switch does not change anything. You can see that both of those are 35. So I know you're thinking, this is really easy stuff. Well, the hard part comes when you are taking a test and you have to recognize the rule just based upon an example of the rule. So you'll be given 5 plus 3 equals 3 plus 5. So how do you remember which property it is? Well, I remember the commutative property. Well, it helps me to remember it, that it takes 2 people to communicate. So the commutative property has 2 terms on each side. So that's kind of my trick. Have the associative property. So we have over addition, and anytime you see parentheses like that, you'll hear me say the quantity. So the quantity A plus B plus a number C is the same as a number A plus the quantity B plus C. So we simply regroup numbers and both sides are equivalent. So you can see 3 plus 6 is 9 and 1 plus 8 is also 9. We also have the associative property over multiplication. The quantity of the number A times B times C is the same as A times the quantity B times C. And here's an example. You have 21 times 5, which is 105, and you have 7 times 15, which is also 105. Hey, it helps me to remember what it means to associate with people. I can group you all differently in class to associate with different students, but this is still the same class no matter how you all are grouped. The parentheses group or associate the expression differently, but it is still the same expression on both sides. So when I see parentheses that are grouping things differently, I think associative automatically. Next, we have the identity property. First, over addition, A plus 0 is A, sure. 9 plus 0 is 9, yep. Over multiplication, A times 1 is A, yep. And 10 times 1 is 10, we believe that. The question is, how can we remember the name when we simply see an example of the property? I think remembering this name can be simple. Does either one of the numbers in the expression keep its identity? Well, 0 doesn't. It became a 9. But 9 did. It stayed the same. It kept its identity. So when I look at an example and I see a number that has kept its identity, I hopefully will remember it's the identity. Next, we have the inverse property. First, over addition, A plus negative A equals 0. 12 plus its opposite, negative 12, is 0. And then over multiplication, as long as your A is not 0, because we get into division right here, and you can't divide by 0, then A times 1 over A is equal to 1. And what we see there is the reciprocal. 5 times its reciprocal, 1 over 5, is equal to 1. Well, how can we remember the name? Well, here we're seeing opposites or inverses. So we know in algebra that inverses cancel. Positives and negatives are inverses, and any value and its reciprocal are inverses. So if you see inverses, it most likely is the inverse property. At least we have the distributive property. This property actually combines addition and multiplication, so that's why you don't see 2 separate ones, because they are together. So first you see A times the quantity B plus C, and that is equal to A times B plus A times C. So you see A twice. It's been distributed. Here are 2 examples. In the first, you see the 3 has been distributed, and in the second, you see the 4 has been distributed. How to remember the name? This is literally the only property that distributes. If 2 times the quantity x plus y is equal to 2x plus 2y, both the x and the y got a 2. The 2 was distributed. All right, that is the end of our 5 real number properties. I hope this helped, and until next time, I'm signing off.